can't see
What a
that.
load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
take your eyes off the posterior
Absolute
of the
nonsense.
tiny part of the
Nonsense.
world, which is the Western world.
You think that
Africa
currently
is with
most
Iran.
of the world, you think the rest
Latin
of the world
America is with Iran.
You think the rest of the world
China is with Iran.
Yeah, who?
Russia is with Iran.
Russia,
All the
China.
Arabs are with Iran.
Russia, China.
Welcome back to Floor Leader Insider. Today we're breaking down a clip that perfectly captures the massive disconnect between Western media and the rest of the planet. You're going to see George Galloway absolutely go in on Piers Morgan for acting like the Western world is the only part of the world that matters. Galloway pulls no punches here. He reminds Piers that while the West likes to talk as if they speak for everyone, there are billions of people in places like China, Russia, and the Middle East who see things very differently. This isn't just a shouting match, it's about the stakes of global power and who actually has the right to lead. Watch how Piers tries to pivot the conversation and how Galloway refuses to let him off the hook. Let's get into it.
Russia, China,
Take
any
your
other...
nose out of the ass
North Korea?
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world.
So just to be clear,
you cannot see beyond the end of your nose.
As I suggested then, you want to put up as a defense for Iran that they're supported by China, Russia. Did you mention North Korea?
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But are they the kind of people, in terms of their own regimes, that we should be taking as good supporters of these benevolent people in Tehran?
You're living under Keir Starmer's regime, for God's sake. You're going to blame the British for Keir Starmer? The French are living under little Macron. When did you get the right to decide that 7/8 of the world's population cannot be considered valid because you, Piers Morgan, don't like their regimes? Listen, there's something else you didn't mention, and you must also have known about that. Unless you switch your mobile off at 10 o'clock at night, you already know that Iran is giving Israel a bloody good hiding every single night.
It's not, though, is it?
Described it all.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all
It's not, though.
as a wonderful military operation being conducted by Israel.
Let me answer you. As always, the Iranian regime has put out apocalyptic statements about this will be the annihilation of Israel and everything. It's like it did the last time. And you know what happened last time? Nothing. Nothing. They fired a few rockets,
Piers.
and the dome dealt with them. This time they've got a few. This time they've got a few missiles have got through the dome. But the idea. Hang on. Let me finish my question. The idea that the Israeli Air Force have managed to inflict this kind of catastrophic damage on military commanders, nuclear scientists, nuclear sites, and all of this, and have control of the airwaves in Tehran. And the only response so far has been a few missiles that have got past the dome.
Missiles?
You say they've been pounding them. They've not been pounding Israel.
Have you seen Haifa?
They've not been pounding Israel.
You are astounded. This is something else you don't know. You didn't know about Morandi. You didn't know about the TV station.
I knew what Morandi told me.
I knew what Morandi told me. Israel.
What we just witnessed is a perfect example of why the old way of looking at global politics is breaking down in real time. This exchange between Galloway and Morgan isn't just about a single night of missile strikes. It's about a massive shift in the global balance of power that the establishment media is desperate to ignore. When Galloway talks about the tiny clique of the West versus the 8 billion people on the planet, he's pointing to a reality that we have to get comfortable with. The era of Western unipolarity is over. For decades, the narrative has been that if Washington, London, and Paris agree on something, then the world agrees. But as we see in this clip, that world is actually a very small fraction of humanity. While Piers Morgan tries to win the argument by attacking the character of other nations, calling them regimes, he completely misses the strategic point. You can dislike a government all you want, but you cannot ignore the economic and military weight of billions of people who are no longer taking orders from the West. Look at the way the democratic platform is evolving today. there is a growing understanding that we have to engage with the world as it actually is, not just how we want it to be. If we ignore the fact that the global south, China, and Russia are forming their own blocks and their own narratives, we are going to find ourselves strategically isolated. Galloway is highlighting a bloody good hiding, not just in a military sense, but in a diplomatic one. The Iron Dome might catch some missiles, but it can't stop the collapse of a narrative that no longer holds up under scrutiny. The broader implication here is a warning for our own institutions. If we continue to look at global conflicts through a narrow lens, dismissing 7/8 of the population because they don't fit our specific mold, we lose the ability to lead effectively. We're seeing a world that is moving toward a multipolar system where power is shared, and the insider secret that the establishment doesn't want you to know is that they are losing their grip on that power. We have to stay sharp. We have to look past the talking points and see the structural changes happening beneath the surface. The world is much bigger than the view from a TV studio in London. That is the reality of the 21st century, and it's a reality we have to be ready for. Thanks for watching Floor Leader Insider. Stay tuned and stay informed.